and storms
Now
down by the shore. Pirates in the port
I miss Craig. I really
of
do.
paradise.
I wish that we had some kind of. It would be sick to have some sort of.
Room mariners marinated, swinging one north with their heads bigger sore.
take Craig.
Viscera and gore.
Killbot.
Paradise.
He does.
This is true.
Pirates in the bay, taking
I
what
honestly-
they may. Yarn and gold aboard, what decorates indoors.
Oh, I actually. That's another. That's a part of the idea.
Please not aboard more. It's the Pirates of Paradise.
It's an idea.
And now we're live. Cool.
It's good to be back.
Yeah. Welcome to Pirates of Paradise listeners to this month of podcast batches. If you've been watching our feed, you will have noticed that we have a consistent schedule, which can only be done by not having a schedule, saving all the episodes, and then releasing them all at once in a steady stream of
And if we do this correctly, we'll still be on schedule.
We will still be on schedule, I believe. So.
Like motherfuckers. And John, for those listening, can you tell us what day the podcast comes out?
It should be out every Friday, about. I forget if I scheduled it for 10 or 10 or noon, but 10 or noon on every Friday of every week.
You're gonna want to hit those fucking. Hold on, You're gonna want to hit those fucking notifications. Those. You piece of shit. Just kidding. We're happy to have you, but still.
You want to smack that
Also, thanks, Dave,
like
for watching the podcast. Hopefully, you enjoyed this bit. Yeah, I'm just like
Dave watches the podcast.
We were talking about that the other day. Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember. I don't know who that is.
Oh no, Nate.
Nate. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
I thought we had a new listener.
Oh no, not yet. But I do have. This is sort of like a bullshit idea I just thought of today, but I mean, I guess we actually could probably start on this as opposed to.
We can get into it.
Yeah,
I would just like to say real quick, we should get Nate to do like a now recording. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! I should ask him about it. That would be pretty funny. No man, I'll tell him to. Can you pull the audio clip from Instagram?
Yeah, I should be able to. If it's public. If it's public, I can just do like a YouTube to MP3 type website.
Oh, I was going to. No, I was thinking about like a DM voice memo because that would just be really easy. But probably not, unless you like recorded your screen or something like that and then ripped it.
If it was a story, if it was even like a story, I could probably take it. I don't know.
Heard.
If it says if there's like a download feature available, yeah, we can discuss deep stuff about that.
Yeah,
that should
also
be absolutely. Just add it.
The
to
social the social media platform that ads for, and this is now an advertisement for Jordan Peterson's Think Spot. No, but a social media platform that would allow you to download like as soon as I can send any file format, you've got me. You've got me. I would honestly subscribe to a service that was compatible with another service, but it allowed me to move files like that.
Oh my gosh! Even just like having a download feature, like I think YouTube Premium has the feature where you're able to download the video in various formats, like AVI, MP4.
It does
all that stuff, and that's pretty sick.
Yes, I don't use it as frequently as I should. I suppose I could be using that to do a great many things that I'm not.
I don't have a YouTube Premium because there's no reason for me to. I would probably subscribe to a channel, like do their perks, but I don't know. I think like in the premium service models, I prefer the ones that don't give YouTube any money. Just because. Well, yeah, in the same way with like how you might donate to a charity. You want like a charity with the lowest associated costs of like administration.
So as much of your money as possible is going to the
exactly.
And so
like this with
video administration. And
so probably like Substack or Patreon or something like that. Although I don't know how Patreon and YouTube cuts differ, but I think YouTube is substantial compared to all the other ones.
No, certainly. But I don't know. I would rather. like I would much rather deal with the devil himself than his goons. You know what I mean? Like if I got to choose between like Lucifer, like Mephisto, or I'm sorry, Mephistopheles, Beelzebub, etc., I'm gonna go for Lucifer. That's who I'm going for.
Speaking of
right?
which, there's a new season of Lucifer out now, and I'm gonna have to work on getting that because I no longer have a Netflix subscription, but
Yeah,
it may
fair.
just be paying for Netflix for a month so I can watch that.
That might be the case, or temporary email free trial.
That's fair too.
Yeah, because all you got to do is cancel a free trial. Set a reminder. Yeah.
So create a new email to use both for my hacked Robinhood account and for my free Netflix subscription.
Oh yeah, dude. I love temporary emails as okay. So I used to use this website all the time called Printable Paper, and you can just print out graph paper, line paper onto normal printer paper. I suppose A4 letter paper for those who print in a different size all the time.
Have you ever seen the WikiLeaks printable paper collab? It just prints off government
a letterhead.
secrets. Yeah.
It's a lawyer's letterhead, but the watermark is their nude. You know what I mean? No, but so in the same way that I used to use that all the time, I use temporary emails to send files to myself from locations where I don't want to log in all the time.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Yeah. Just because I really don't. I've been trying to become progressively better about digital security, and I don't want. I'm glad no one watches this, so no one will test that, because there'd be some cocky motherfucker who would just fuck with me. I would get doxxed because I said that. But I really prefer. One, I prefer not to use. Yeah, I just prefer not to log in on foreign devices, and two, depending on what it is, I don't know. I can't. Like I have to check.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I like the. I was talking to a dude about how my Robinhood account got hacked or whatever, and he was like, "Yeah, that's why I don't do penny stocks or digital stuff." I'm like, "What do you mean?" Because even like an institutional bank is all digital. Like it might be like secured on a private server, but it's still digital. And I think my aunt's retirement account got similarly hacked, but it was like with a major institutional carrier, because of course. But there was like one of those a few years ago where like I think like Vanguard or one of the other.
What sort of
ones.
dude were you talking to, if I may ask? Someone who knows shit about shit, or
not about that type of shit, I don't think.
Okay.
And I'm like, also like, it's not penny stocks. Like just because I have all my money in penny stocks doesn't mean that the platform's in penny stocks.
Mm-hmm. It's just a service.
Mm-hmm.
Like yeah.
Yeah, it's basically just a mobile app.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, really, I have to say, there's the feature of Coinbase and that type of shit that I despise is that you can't name your price when you sell it. Like, you can't limit sell.
Fair.
And that's absurd. That's absurd to me. Because, like, what if the market just crashed, like, while you...
Define limit selling for me right now.
Okay, limit sell is I will not take less than price. So if you're for whatever amount of coins you want to sell, or shares you want to sell.
So even if it fluctuates, your price,
it'll only fill a certain amount of that order at the worst. So it'll be like we sold 12 of it at that price, but
okay. But you'll still get you'll get your desired you'll get your desired revenue per object, let's say.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll get your desired return per share.
All right, that makes sense. Continue.
Yeah. And so but with Coinbase, you could be like, let's sell it, and it's just like, well, when I looked at the graph, it said the price was this, so I decided to sell all. But then the price dipped or fluctuated in a way, or the graph wasn't.
Like you're waiting for by the time the transaction is on the chain, or the price has changed, I suppose.
Yeah, something like that. I'm like, that's not what I want.
Yeah, because I remember I once transferred $80 from Uphold to Coinbase and in Ethereum, and it took forever. And also, I only transferred $66.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that.
But gas fees are also.
Yeah, both of those platforms take a cut when you transfer. But still, if I could take a loss but transfer my coins from an account that allowed me to limit, or like from an account that didn't have limit sell to an account that did, that'd be sick.
Fair.
Like I'd be like, I'll take it because I'll probably still be able. Like when the time is right, I would rather be able to.
That makes sense. I'm with you there. I wish I knew. Well, I don't know. I'm kind of glad that I'm out of the. I think you can only be like an investor-minded person for so long without legitimately losing your mind. It involves a lot of. Yeah, like it involves a lot of number checking and fretting. It's literally just being paranoid. It's being paranoid about your games.
Oh yeah, it's like I think I understand how bodybuilders are now a little bit, where they're like, I gotta eat a tuna right now. I gotta eat a tuna right now, or my muscles will shrink. I'm like, I gotta buy below the dollar cost average of what I bought, even though I'm at a loss right now because it'll lower my dollar cost average, and then I'll be in the green when it hits this amount instead of needing it to go all the way back to its all-time high.
Fair. Yeah. Oh man, I imagine that the dude whose videos that I sent you, like Vision Pulse Trades or whatever, something that he says that it would send chills down my back if that happened for this sort of thing, is I was sitting in my fucking chair. Like when he says it like that, like I was sitting here and that's why I saw this pattern. And I'm like, is it worth it? Is it worth that much of your life? You're telling me that you exchanged everything else for computer time for watching the numbers.
Yeah, I think I saw that he was like, after this, I'll like watch it for a few days, but then I gotta take a break because I'm back to where I was before I got into investing.
Oh yeah, right, because he lost like a lot of money. I remember.
Like, I mean, he didn't lose anything technically because he didn't sell.
Yes,
so he still owns the market share. But he still owns the books of it. I don't know. Book value does not equal market value is something I learned in a finance class.
What's the difference between book value and market value? Well, market value is the amount that it
could earn at any time.
Okay.
Book value is what you buy or sell it for. So if you bought it, whatever, that's your book value. But it doesn't. It's not the market value because it could go up or down.
Yes.
But like the idea is like just because the price of gold dips doesn't mean you should sell all your gold. And in fact, it's probably better to wait until it goes back up.
Yes. Okay. I'm 100% with you. We're really schooling. I'm being schooled today. I'm enjoying this. But
if you bought a gold bar at like $1,000 for I don't know how many ounces, that might buy you like an ounce of gold. But and then whatever. And then it drops to like 800 for the same quantity. You wouldn't be like, I should sell it now and just take the loss unless you really needed the money. Like there was an Italian who was going to cap your knees.
Exactly. You are some olive-skinned person, and you thought my cousin. He told me the gold was a good choice.
They told me $1 pizza slice was the way to go.
It's like Vincenzo. I told you to buy silver. I'm sorry. Let me see.
Vincenzo's not a bad name.
I was going to say if I am an Italian fleeing Italians because I think that like I'm being persecuted by an Italian. I could be a Greek person. I could be Anastasios. I could be Anastasios.
What is Anastasios?
I was just listening to.
I'm thinking like Anasazi. That's not.
I was just watching.
Anastasios is the
clip this
Greek
morning.
name. Anastasios.
Yeah. Just like it means the resurrection. They were talking about that Greek cop that was killed by the drunk podcaster.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen that clip?
No.
When we take, I'm going to send you that clip right now. When we take a break, watch it.
I will. Next episode's going to be all about that. So Anastasios is a good name though.
Oh, but what was the bit? Oh, I told you to buy silver, Anastasios. You didn't listen to me. You're a gabagool. That's what you got in your head. You smoked weed. You've been doing too many. You've been hitting too much the rock cocaine.
I mean, if only the Pharisees had paid Judas in Dogecoin instead of 40 pieces of silver, he probably wouldn't have hung himself if he sold before SNL.
Oh man, I do think that, like, to a certain extent, I mean, I know that it's the express purpose of basic attention token within the specific microcosm of Brave browser to commodify your attention and reward you for it, and I think that's great. But I think you could also, well, moreover, I think you could say that all cryptocurrencies are sort of valued because, yeah, like someone who made the point that Ethereum is the creators of Ethereum are now rich, but there's no product or whatever, right? And it's like there is not a product, but I suppose what they're doing is giving you a medium to exchange your attention for your country's currency to an extent, to the extent that people engage in it.
I was watching. I'm not sure if it was a new Sam Hyde, Nick Rochefort bit, or if it
Mhm.
was a old one that I just understood now because of the context of having my Robinhood account seized by some Austrian. But the bit was like something to the effect of, like you're like a Judge Judy court, and and the judge is like, I need you to pay $100. $100. Oh, you're trying to show me your net worth based on some sort of smart contract on your screen? Show me your bank book.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna need
It's
to
like,
see a bank book.
well, pretty soon, probably. I mean, I don't want to. I don't really want to broach the topic of vaccine passports because I'm super ignorant. But I guess pretty soon you're gonna have like a. Oh yeah, hold on. I have mine
Let me
somewhere.
help me, help me, help me.
Hold on. I guys, help me. I had.
Just had an
And
allergic reaction to Johnson
have
and
the
Johnson.
CDC, YouTube's now taken down our video. No, but it's all good. I don't even.
Oh,
It doesn't matter.
I guess
Continue.
quasi-related, and by
Mhm.
related, I do just mean tangentially.
Mhm.
I saw that. I never know when I hear progress updates on like legislation or like uh, legislative action, etc. Like setting up probes or commissions. But I think that the House just set up a commission. They commissioned furry porn. They did. They were like, "Hey, we're gonna need Sugar Wolf."
Oh boy. Oh boy. What?
Mitch McConnell said, "I'm gonna need my persona transformation." They made all that money after they after they after they all did insider trading before Corona. Like I don't know if you remember that story where they got a briefing about the massive social impact of coronavirus, and then all of them sold their stocks. Like all of them did.
No, I did not.
They're like, we're gonna book our
Wait,
prices for
all of who again?
all of the senators who were briefed were like,
Okay.
"Welp."
Because all the many of the senators are extremely wealthy as well. In
Oh
addition
yeah,
to
yeah,
being
yeah.
public politicians, they're
Oh, and
extremely
then like
wealthy. They own stocks.
before Biden signed like some sort of electric vehicle agreement, Nancy Pelosi bought like millions of dollars worth of electric vehicle shares. She was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, these are
Okay.
the people we're going to contract with." Okay, bet.
Yes. Oh, but so because of their political position, they got briefed. And okay.
Because of their political position, they increased their portfolio position.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
yes.
okay, yeah. What I was alluding to with the persona comment is that they blocked the I guess Republicans blocked the January 6th Capitol insurrection thing. There was like going to be a commission investigating it, and I'm like, what do you mean? Like beyond like the FBI?
Yeah.
Because the FBI are investigating it and they're still popping people.
Yeah.
They're Dr. People Popper. They go on they go on eBay and demand details of anybody who bought buffalo hats.
Exactly. Like, can you tell me the size of this person's wrists and their neck for the cuffs and the hood?
Oh my god! You know that like one guy on like there was like I'm not a huge TikToksman. I fall into it when I'm like bored and or waste looking at Instagram.
Wait.
Reels. But there was a dude on there who was like, I can tell anybody's height based on the context of objects in the frame. And then, so they just get that dude to be like, well, based on the flagpole he was carrying, that's a model, whatever flagpole. And so this dude's about 5'6", lives at 1411 Pico Boulevard, down by the beach. He works at Gray Block Pizza. This is a Theo Von ad. I'm running Theo Von ads for Theo Von.
Fair enough. But that was. Wait, I forget what we were talking about before. How is that tangential? I understand where we are now, but how is that tangentially related to that? Like, what was the relation? Where was the bridge?
Okay, I think the bridge was we were talking about cryptocurrencies, talking about investments.
Oh, yes. Okay, investments.
It might have been a little out of order.
Oh, man. No. So we talked about investments,
senators,
cryptocurrency, senators.
Senators
should be shorted. Yes.
And then
they got briefed. And then,
and then this thing. And I don't know what to think about it because I think white liberals are very into like making. Because I think the
commission to investigate the whatever.
Yes, January 6th. They're trying to make it like a new 9/11, and I'm like,
no.
Well, I mean, really, just 2 cops died, and aren't you supposed to be in favor of that at this point? I don't know.
How were the cops killed? I said earlier today that one of them was bludgeoned to death. Is that true?
One of them was bludgeoned, but I think he died of a heart attack like 2 days later.
Oh, okay. So they just fucked him up enough that his body gave out.
Yeah, that's possible.
Right. I mean that.
or like I don't know. He got bludgeoned and it wasn't fatal, and so somebody was like, put some fentanyl in his ID and get his family some fucking pension. Like, I don't know.
Fair, yeah.
Oh
man.
Yeah.
But I guess, I don't know that beyond the FBI, I guess I don't know what the extent to which there needs to be another commission. I would say those government dollars can be spent better.
Is it the case that everything post-Clinton is just the parties switching back and forth to investigate each other? Because I guess you could probably go back earlier, but like Clinton was the first time they introduced like the special counsel or special prosecutor with like I think the Star Commission or something, or the dude's name might have been Star. There was something relating to stars. They asked Bill Clinton his birth date and birth time.
Yes, he said Star.
Wait,
hold on. I can do a better Bill Clinton. Hillary, how are you? Wait, no.
Real Capricorn energy from Bill Clinton.
I did not have sex with that woman. I only killed her. I sent an order for her to be. Killed. I was before drones existed, but I played a sax solo while she died. Well, I was talking to Hillary, and Hillary said to me, "Those black teenagers, they're murderers. They're super criminals. They're criminals. All they do is they want to sell drugs." And so what I did is I sent a dirty bomb into Harlem. And the year was 1933. The year was 1983. I thought it was going to go off, but it never did. I don't know where the...
I've sort of lost the voice now, but
you just have oral chlamydia now. You think that's what Bill Clinton's voice is? Is just like throat cancer from eating pussy?
That's the way Nick Mullen of Cumtown does it, and that's the way that I have been thinking about recently.
I sent a dirty bomb into Harlem. Codename Cocaine. Crack. Cocaine. Part of secret mission, Crack the Blacks.
You see, it was actually... Hill told me it was the only way to help him. You see, he was supposed to crack the cocaine. I was going to send the bomb to disrupt the infrastructure so the cocaine pipelines couldn't flow. You see, how are you going to make cocaine in mass without industrial chemicals? You can import it. What to wear if there's no post office?
I lost the voice again.
You really just turned into Jay-Z at the end. But,
I'm comfortable with that.
There's also like a new video of, I don't know what to think of it, because what I saw was just the sign language translator and Biden speaking, But apparently there was some rally where Biden was speaking, and he pointed out a young girl in the audience, and he was like, "I love those berets in her hair. She got her legs crossed like a woman. She looks so
She got her
gross."
legs crossed like a woman.
Yeah.
Is this closer to his voice? I think I got a voice a little bit more. I'm Bill Clinton.
I told Kamala. Listen here, Jack. I told Kamala in our first meeting. No, that's just Obama.
Wait, hold on. Let me try doing. I've been thinking a lot about trying to do a Joe Biden impression, and I'm going to see if I can.
Okay, I think I need to just pound the rest of this hard kombucha, and I might be able to get there.
Well, we're gonna do it. No. We're gonna. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it together.
Corn pop.
Corn pops. That's the cereal that I like eating. I'm Joe Biden.
Is that even a little close?
It's a little Bill Clinton, Joe Biden, so it's a little raspy.
It's okay.
On your end,
okay.
But
yeah.
Listen here.
Joe Biden. I'm Joe Biden. No.
Joe Biden, I'm Joe Biden. I said, listen here, Jack.
I'm Joe Biden. I said, listen here, Jack. I was eating corn pops, and no. I lost.
Now, Corn Pop was a bad dude.
Corn Pop, the Honey Smacks frog, is the thing keeping the races separated.
He took a razor and he banged it on a rain barrel. But he took the leaf razor and a rain barrel, banged it on the curb.
Yeah, it's me. It's Barack Obama. Everyone remembers me. I just stole a Cumtown bit. I did. They said everyone remembers me, and I took that bit just now. But I would like to fully endorse my running mate, Joe Biden, in his pursuit of the Honey Smacks frog. I hope they throw him in the ocean.
Oh my gosh.
I was thinking about burying people at sea the other day, just how they did it with Osama bin Laden, and that's a pretty good threat.
I just realized just now that Joe Biden talking about how Corn Pop would take a straight razor, put it in a rain barrel, and bang it up on the curb to make it all rusty. That's basically just like, I think Machine Gun Kelly has a line in his like Eminem.
Yeah.
Where he's like, or it might be Eminem has a diss, but I think it's referential to the MGK verse in like the Kill Shot rap double beef from 2016 or whatever.
Yes.
And he was like something with a rain barrel. Maybe Joe Biden's an MGK fan. Maybe Hunter Biden and MGK are friends.
Y'all heard that, Machine Gun Kelly?
Yeah, I don't know what to think.
He's shorter than I expected him to be. No, it's not.
Is really just like, is to define this era of politics, like post, I don't really know about during the Bush years, because I don't think it really occurred, but is the move now politically just to create a special counsel or like special commission every time your political rival wins like a various majority or minority status in Congress?
Probably.
Like plus or minus the presidency. But
expand on that thought.
So like there was like the Starr Commission that was investigating like Whitewater with Bill Clinton, the Monica Lewinsky stuff. I think the Monica Lewinsky story was the product of Whitewater, because they were looking into Whitewater for like years, and then they were like, well, I guess he just got his dick sucked and lied about it. That was the end of that story. And then Obama, there might have been some other stories, but there was like the Benghazi Commission or whatever. They were like, soldiers died in Benghazi, and I'm like, well, there's more obvious things like Gaddafi. We came, we saw, he died. We came, we saw, he died. Like that shit.
Yeah.
Like, which is, it's always weird when there's a commission like that, because it's like, oh, we're talking about like what's taboo or like goes against like dinner party norms amongst like political elite in the United States, not really what goes against international law or basic common parlance like ethics.
Yeah, well, because we would be by the ethical standards if we. Well, I guess if we broke ethical standards in a major way, wouldn't we be like on trial, like at like the international level?
I remember watching some video where a guy's like, the U.S. is not like, because the comment I hear pretty frequently is like, oh no, these people are war criminals, and he's like, silly Billy, there's no such thing as a war criminal in the United States because we own the war courts. Yeah, we own the war courts.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you don't realize that made the point. It made the point what you just said just now.
Do you know how we reduce poverty so rapidly in such a short period of time? It's because we've been developing these communities, and they make these guns that blind and cripple you. They just shut down one of your limbs and take your eyesight. So
I think it's like a Christopher Hitchens bit where he's talking about like, he's like, if God is, I think it's just an expansion on the Epicurean trilemma, which is like, if God is all good and all powerful, then he's not all knowing. If he's all knowing and he's all powerful, then he's not all good. If he's all whatever the other one, he's not the other one. Because like it's trying to solve the problem of why evil exists in the world or something like that. Like, with an all-knowing, all-powerful
God. Yeah,
that type of God. All good God. But I think the Christopher Hitchens expansion on it, and the line I remember is he's like, there's an entire there's a beetle that exists. Its entire life cycle is to burrow into the eyes of children and breed there, and the bugs pop out.
Yeah.
And that's what this new gun does. That's what this new gun does. That's what this new gun does in Syria.
Yes. But it's not a war crime to make guns that make you believe your God is malevolent because you control the war courts. And that's honestly, if we can take a moment to be. My mom told me this thing a while ago, and she was like, "You need to be." Also, I'm joking about that. I am joking about the reason, but we like the from an international implementation of programs perspective, we like an international goal / progression toward that goal perspective. We have decreased poverty rapidly, and it is only decreasing more rapidly. But I'm so grateful that we live in the first world, and I feel like and one of those reasons is because our politicians, they do these things that for our own benefit, they commit these crimes.
Yeah, it's like your dad smacking your ass because it's good for you, or something.
And also, I suppose do you think that like? Well, no, I shouldn't even say. I shouldn't say this.
Go for it. You can get
well, I was just gonna. Earlier today, I thought if I had to pick a team, I suppose I'm on Team Criminal. Like like if you had to pick, if it was the only things you got to describe were criminal or law abiding, right? That's the exact distinction.
Yeah.
And the only one is like, I guess I could be an ethical outlaw.
I guess I could be part of whatever group the CIA commandeers to further its own political interests.
Exactly.
Covertly. Yeah. I prefer
that. Exactly. And also, I was like, most of the people I know, Team Criminal. And
like you. The thing
at
is,
least,
like,
and not in a big way, but like I jaywalk all the time. I'm Team Criminal.
Oh yeah, no, I jaywalk in front of cops. I look at both the lights and I'm like, there are 2 red lights. I'm walking here.
Yeah.
I'm walking here. There's nobody turning. There's nobody with their blinker on. Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna get across it.
One of my favorite Matt and Shane Secret Pod bits to plug a show that's smaller than ours.
Ooh.
That's former SNL cast members.
If you came here for Matt and Shane's secret podcast.
Secret podcast, yeah.
See, then it's good to see you. Make sure that you subscribe to the comment if you came from there.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite, the all-time best bit on that show that's recurring is playing Dragula by Rob Zombie on a jukebox every time you go to an Applebee's. Like just putting it on 5 times in a row. And I'd
Yeah.
never heard the song. I think the only time I'd even heard of Rob Zombie was when
Is Halloween?
was not Halloween, but when a dude in my German class, whose name I remember, but whose name will remain anonymous because I think he likes he does stuff, but likes to be low key about it. I think. But he said Rob Zombie in German, and the only thing I remember is my German teacher being like, "Worüber ihr sprechen auf Rob Zombie?"
Ah!
And it was one of the funniest things I'd ever heard.
Yeah.
And then I think he proceeded to do a fashion show in which he put a plastic bag on his head and writhed on the ground. We had a German fashion show, and he brought the ennui to it.
Ah,
He was
interesting.
smoking on that ennui.
I don't know. I don't think you could convince me of a context in which plastic bags aren't like thoroughly unfashionable.
Oh yeah, well yeah, I think it was more performance arty.
Unless you've got them full of drip just purchased.
Oh my god, yeah, that's fair. Have you seen any of the videos of like people taking bags from like the paper bags from stores and then turning them into purses?
No.
Like people take like
The heavy duty bags, like the big one.
no, it's I think it's like paper bags, but like from high end stores, or it might even be plastic, but they like put it inside a liner and they're like, this is my purse now. It's kind of cool.
No, I'm unfamiliar with that.
Yeah.
That is
I've only
interesting.
seen one video of it, so I don't know. I think I said videos earlier, but it's maybe not necessarily accurate.
Fair.
Oh yeah, I guess to maybe wrap up the January 6th point. But then like with the Trump administration, there was like from the day he got into office, there was like the Russiagate thing when they're like,
yes.
well, Bill Barr said that Hillary Clinton won't be put in jail, but she will not win the election, and that's what my like he reopened an investigation into like the email scandal or something. Like the day or month or week before the election, and he's like, okay, this should throw it. Then WikiLeaks came out. People were like, WikiLeaks publishing information is Russian disinformation, and it's like, well, no, it's at worst case scenario, it's Russian information about U.S.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know.
Fair. And so I guess I remember the original point, and now I know exactly where we are.
Now I know where we are.
I guess I hope that stops being a trend in American politics, but I don't think it. I think that probably we're all catching up to social media. I think that's probably a lot of things. And what do you think? To what extent do you think the government receives external pressure from? Well, because I guess the way that people feel affects their spending habits. The spending habits affect the American economy. The minute fluctuation in the economy, I feel like, is capable of affecting very wealthy people significantly over short periods of time. They have huge political influence. And so there's probably a reason for politicians to take action against another politician, at least in terms of security theater investigation, if there's like an economic incentive. Does that logic track?
Yeah, I think so. I think economic, and then even not economically, like I think like in an economic downturn where everybody's losing money, it's still in the interest of any political party to make sure their adversaries lose more money and or political leverage. So they're like, oh no. It's okay that our fundraising goals aren't where they should be, but yours need to be lower.
Yes, exactly. I totally understand.
That ethos, at least.
Yes.
Probably across several different like instantiations of how like their turf wars. Their turf wars. Really, the only super criminals are the criminals that we elect.
They really are, and honestly, I just because I do think that as fuck ups and jackbooted thugs, to the extent that we encompass those things, who is better to govern people than us in the future? Truly, who?
Yeah,
but
I think we discussed on maybe the last episode how I have been convinced that JFK was killed by the Italian mob.
Yes.
Because like I think Michael Francesi or something to that effect was on Vlad TV, and he was like, yeah. No. When I got in, like, you know, the bit that everybody has about when you become president, they sit you down and they brief you on like top issues of like these are
Oh
where the
yeah, they're
UFOs
like,
are.
here's where the aliens are. Exactly. Yes.
This is
Yes.
the bunker. Here are the nuclear codes.
Mhm.
He when he was in the mafia or whatever, he was like, so who killed JFK? They're like, oh, we did it, and it was because
Yeah.
Joe Kennedy was part of the mob. He was a bootlegger for alcohol, and he promised to not prosecute the mob, but that was the first thing JFK did.
Yeah.
And so they're
That.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
But
That
like,
and honestly, the mob has no reason to lie to you. You know what I mean?
I'm just thinking though, based on that,
Hmm.
um, I would like to expand on my comment about organized crime, because like
Hmm.
in a developmental economics class, I asked like, so if you were working like internationally and there was a cartel that controlled all the hospitals, food supply, provided support to farmers and their grandmothers, et cetera, et cetera. How would you like what manner might you approach that in? Um, and like what barriers does that play in like development work internationally? Like in undemocratic countries, et cetera. I don't. So apparently, like the whole third world, first world paradigm was
Yeah.
that first world is developmental, like developed democracies. The
Hmm.
second world was communist countries, and the third world was like undeveloped black people, probably like Africa, probably like
Yeah. Yeah.
Africa.
Yeah. People without political structures recognized by Europeans.
Yeah.
Like yeah, like tribally and family organized people or whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I forget the point.
Oh yeah. So we should probably stop using those terms. What's a better term for me to say? Well, I
I
guess
don't
I could
know.
say developed. I could say developed democracy, constitutional monarchy, like agrarian, tribal, etc. I could
Yeah,
just talk about places as they are.
yeah, like pastoralists or whatever for goat
Yes.
farmers. Um, uh, Sand castles. Naboo.
But I what is the can
Like it,
you
I
tell
think.
me again how you refined your previous statement on organized crime?
Oh, okay. So yes. So based on that JFK Joe
Mhm.
Kennedy information,
Yeah.
um, you could say that the mafia, by way of killing JFK, is entirely responsible for the Civil Rights Act.
Huh.
Because it was basically like Lyndon Johnson signed it into law
Mhm.
as like a fuck you to whoever just killed JFK.
Mhm.
It was like fuck you, because obviously like a
Because
president getting
JFK was
killed.
very pro, like, and
I don't even know if he
question
was
mark.
that in favor of it, but like it was legislation he proposed, and so
Mhm.
it probably had more of a political bent where he's like, this is what I ran on. I'm trying to
Yeah,
create like a coalition, like a rainbow coalition of like workers and ethnic
like groups, whatnot.
groups
Just
within the
because
Democratic Party.
a homogenous, like a culturally homogenous United States is economically advantageous,
Yeah,
and
even
that's
not culturally homogenous, but just like culturally
like
unified
work,
against
not
like
not
external
culturally
threats,
adversarial.
etc. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
yeah. And so I assume that Lyndon Johnson, JFK gets assassinated. Lyndon Johnson wants to be reelected, so he does that.
I don't even know. I don't even know if it was about re-election because I don't know if he. I think he might have been a one-term president.
That is interesting. Well, I
So
guess he did have his dick out a lot,
yeah,
right?
and also like he said afterwards, I think when MLK and Malcolm X, etc., were still in the ethos, like still out there doing stuff, he was
Mhm.
like, he had some comment to the effect of like, when will these uppity Negroes sit down and shut the fuck up? Uh, and I like,
But
so it's like
yeah,
he wasn't a good dude in terms of like,
no. But also,
like,
Lyndon Johnson would piss, like, he'd piss down your leg. You know what I
oh,
mean?
he'd
He
piss
would.
down your leg and he'd be like,
Yeah.
I think it's much more like you know when people talk about like Michael Jordan or whatever, where if somebody says like
Hmm.
this guy told Mike that that he wasn't shit, or that he like couldn't score a certain number of points, or he was like talking shit
Yeah.
to Mike, and then Michael
Yeah.
Jordan proceeded to like just shoot threes all game, and then like piss down the dude's leg. I think it's like
Yeah.
that. I think it's like that, where he's like,
Oh no, certainly.
he's like, okay, so my president was killed. I'm maybe the first U.S. president elected via vice presidency. I'll piss down your leg. I will.
Well, what about blah 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 blah.
You're probably right. You're probably right.
Oh, Lincoln.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, like yeah.
You're right.
But what was that?
Who followed
Ulysses S. Grant?
Yeah, you're right. Because it was a war general. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, even in that sense,
No,
in that sense, if you talk about, because Ulysses S. Grant was a general, and so you could very well make the comment that like Ulysses S. Grant taking the presidency is almost exactly like when we kill the democratically elected leader of any foreign nation, particularly like the Middle East, North Africa, and then a tribal warlord pops up.
I don't know exactly, because I imagine
Ulysses S. Grant is general butt naked.
Wait. Clarify that statement.
Okay, so I mean, like Sherman's March to the Sea is not ethical by today's like war standards.
No. Oh yeah, right.
And if that happened under Grant, like under his generalship or his commandership, whatever, his leadership.
Yeah. And he probably sent a telegraph that was like, yeah, do that.
He was like, fuck about.
Yeah. That honestly, yeah, that is oh man, I wish that the thing I was thinking is I was like, internet, make Kellen listen to this so he hears it suddenly, right? As though this were like an open communication, like whatever. But I bet he could make like a really sick Morse code beat that was also just fuck him up. But,
yeah. That sounds like a Suicide Boys beat, like, because I think they have kill them all, kill them all, kill them all.
I know, I'm certainly, yeah. And there are listeners. If you were thinking about making music about murdering people, and I don't, and just for the pleasure of murder, or for your own moral degradation, maybe write that song.
One of my favorite
fun songs.
The new Suicide Boys track, Avalon. I'm such a big fan of. I might even go back and see if the needle drop. I might check in on Tony Needle.
Needle, interesting. Yeah, Anthony Fanti.
Yeah, Auntie Fanti.
And Anthony faints when you put the needle in.
Yeah.
I
might check in on him and see if he did like a track review, because I really enjoyed the song, and he doesn't like him very much. But two of my favorite lines: "Snort a 30 off the 45, let it bust," which is good.
That is.
And then also, I put Fenty on her toes. She put Fenty in my cup. Is really good. So like Fenty, like the Rihanna brand, but then Fenty like fentanyl in the cup, which is like
yeah. Oh man, what? How long have we been going so far?
Let's see. We might have just hit an hour. No, we're at 48 minutes. So I feel like we could probably wrap this one soon. Okay. Maybe take a pee break. Yeah. Come back. I guess anything to wrap up, because we did cover a lot of topics in this one.
We did. No, I think I truly don't think I do. In worst case scenario, next time on the Pirates of Paradise, you can see what we talk about, I suppose. Make sure that you know the notification bell, the one that's, I don't know how this is going to be oriented in the screen. Wait, yes, I do. It should be like right there. Click down there if I'm on the bottom. Click
you're
in this
always
direction.
On the top. You've always been on the top. So click down there. It's down there.
Yeah, click. Like, subscribe, get the notification. Do you know why you want to get the notifications? Because our shit happens regularly. You son of a bitch. Mm-hmm. That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm being aggressive because
you're gonna want to get those. You're gonna want to get those notifications like a Robinhood account statement, like BAT.
If you don't,
or plus or minus 10 cents in the last 2 hours, you're gonna want to get out.
You're gonna want to limit sell your attention to us at its present value right now.
Have an exit strategy.
Yeah. I think that's a good place to end.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.